Hey everyone, DarkDragoon here with episode 13 of my FTB Modpack Let's Play. You can see as we're just getting started here today, something is going on behind a gigantic wall of scaffolding. If you could probably notice, it's obviously an expansion to our factory. We're getting pretty tight up in here, so I decided it was about time to expand this thing, give us a little more room to work with, and more room to do some cool stuff with. So it's obviously not done yet. You can sort of vaguely probably see through the scaffolding that there's a dirt wall on that far side. That's mostly just to keep out monsters while it's in the works, and you can see the ceiling is well underway as well. So yeah, so that'll be done hopefully sometime soon. I don't really want to be doing a lot of that on camera. I just wanted to show you guys very briefly that yes, we are expanding and it'll be cool when it's done. But for now, we're going to move right back into dealing with some of our mod stuff. And, well, the funny thing is, thus far, a lot of our efforts have sort of been surrounding the steam boiler and trying to get it so that it's automated to some degree and functioning properly. And unfortunately, we're going to have to keep working on that because the problem we're having now is that while our peat bogs are running pretty well, and I think 2 will probably be enough at least for now. We'll probably get a couple more later. But we're starting to get to the point where sand is coming up a little short. Also, I noticed a little problem with our peat bogs over here, namely the fact that apparently dirt does not come out the bottom. So we're going to have to set up a separate pipe system to basically pull the dirt out and get it downstairs and recycle back into our system. So probably going to be doing a little bit with that today because this is something that I really need to get working sort of seamlessly in order to keep that steam boiler going. So far I've been having to manually sort of babysit it constantly, and I want to get away from a little of doing that so I can go, do other stuff and show you guys some other cool stuff. So but like I said, we're also having problems getting enough sand to keep this thing supplied with the bog earth. And to do that, I'm thinking a quarry, which you might be thinking, okay, a quarry, how's that going to get you sand? Well, I want to basically ship all of the cobblestone that we're getting from the quarry into a system that will automatically convert that cobblestone into sand. Now, there's a couple different ways we can go about it, and I haven't quite decided if I want to go the thermal expansion route or the IC2 route. Part of me is kind of leaning thermal expansion just since we have a lot of buildcraft power. It would probably be good for running some kind of machines to give us some sand. So yeah, so I think that's what we're going to be working on today. Just trying to get this system so that we don't have to babysit it anymore. And part of that involves a quarry, which is brand new and cool. So let me start getting the stuff together for that, and I'll be back. So it occurred to me as I was taking a look at my peat bogs here and trying to work out exactly how I want to do this that I didn't mention, you probably noticed, new texture pack. This is the Isabella 2 texture pack for FTB. It's pretty much being updated, constantly trying to get all of the mods that are in FTB into this texture pack, and it's kind of cool, so I thought I'd play around a little bit with it. I don't know if we'll keep it throughout the whole series, but right now I like it and it's cool, so just wanted to point that out. Now, I've already fixed my system on the other bog, but I wanted to show you guys what I did. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking some cobblestone transport pipes so they don't hook up to these stone ones here, and basically we're just setting another line off the system that will obviously come off the side here and into this pipe here. And then once that's set up, all we got to do is tell it to send dirt down the red path, and it should be fine. Because yeah, green should be clear, so everything that's doesn't already have somewhere to go should go down green. I'll just watch it just to make sure. Yep, cool. So yeah, now the system is working the way it should have been working the whole time and should be providing dirt back to our system. So now all we need to do, like I said, is get sand into the system automatically. Because right now that's really, I mean, that and the tin cans are really the only things that we don't have automated going to this system. And between the two things, I'd rather, resupply it with some tin cans every now and then than have to constantly be putting sand in. We'll probably overflow this chest with dirt at some point, and we'll have to periodically come in here and clear it out. And frankly, we'll probably overflow it with sand at some point too, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't mind pulling things out occasionally, but the putting sand in constantly is definitely a problem, so I definitely want to fix that. So that said, I'm going to need quite a few diamonds for what I'm setting up to do next. So I'm going to need to go off camera for a bit and just do some mining. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back and we'll get this quarry going. Alright, I am back, and I've been doing some mining for a little while, and I have not found a single diamond. So we're going to rectify that little problem with a little bit of mist crafting. So why don't I pull my pocket crafting table here. There we go. And we're just going to make ourselves a couple books, like per usual. Obviously one of them will be a descriptive and the other a linking. I need to grab a feather. Should have one there. Cool. So yeah, we're just going to craft ourselves up a couple books. First one, a book, and book number 2. Cool. And then one of those will become a descriptive book. And yeah, I like it returning me here, so the other one I'm just going to pop right here looking at my desk. Linking book. Cool. Now, pop our descriptive book in here. Now, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to think of a good name for it here. We'll just call it Digger 1 for now. If I think of something better, we'll do that. But so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself up a world where I can go mining in, but it's not going to be one that I'm going to keep around for very long, and you'll very quickly discover why. So I'm pretty much just going to do some very simple features here. We only really need one biome because frankly the world's not going to last long enough to matter. So let's go with a wasteland, just for added effect of horrible world that won't last long. Single biome, obviously. We'll make it a bright age, because again, I like the bright ages. Gonna make sure we get enough of these. We'll do black fog, black sky, black sunset, and black clouds. Very, very black world. And we'll go crystals, and sure, why not lakes and lava lakes. And we'll do a star fissure, just in case. And we'll do one more thing, I think. Let's see. We'll do dungeons, just for fun. Terrain generation, we're just going to do probably a flat world. That should be fine. We'll make it normal time. Shouldn't really matter. Our time flow is not really going to be super important. And just for fun, we'll make it an eternal storm world. And then we're going to go dense ores. I'm not sure if there's any point to stacking them anymore, but we won't stack them, and we'll just see what happens. Let's also do meteors. That could be fun for maybe making this thing last a little bit longer. But yeah, cool. So that's the important part, dense ores. Now we're just gonna remove our desert world here and pop our well, actually, let's make sure we got, I know a lot of times I forget some stuff in the sky, and it will usually add a little more instability than I really want. So I just want to double check that I've got, should have enough terrain features. So yeah, we should be good. So we'll just pop that in there, and we'll toss our extra book in there. We might as well go ahead and make ourselves a link book stand real quick to take with us. I don't think we have any extra ones just lying around, so yeah. So we need a couple sticks and a plank of wood. So over there, boom, book stand. Cool. Now, I'm going to go ahead and toss our stuff we don't really need to bring with us in here. We'll just get rid of the sugar canes, and that should be good. Okay, so let's get ready to go to our new world. Fall through the ether for a little bit. I think it gave us another sky biome. And weakness 2 and nausea. Oh, I do not like this. This is not good. Why? I would really like to know why it insists on giving us sky worlds. I don't really like that. Obviously, I'm going to have to remake this world, so let me be back. Alright, I'm back. I wanted to show you guys now that I've found a little bit of diamond here. A little bit about this world that I made. Basically, I made a dense ores world, and you can probably tell from the mini-map that there's all sorts of crazy-looking craters all over the place. It's because of the meteors I put in. You'll also hear the occasional bolt of lightning as it thunders. And yeah, you can also see that I can't see very far. That's because of the blindness effect that's basically on the whole world. That's one of its instability features. Found a decent amount of diamonds, but in that one little vein there, but you can definitely tell that with the dense ores on, you get quite a bit more ore density, obviously, when you come across it. I haven't found, that's like the first diamond vein I found though, so I'm not sure if it's gonna necessarily give us too many diamonds, but it's definitely helpful. And wow, that was really close. You guys probably noticed that. That was I think that was a meteor coming down really close to us. So downside with this blindness effect is that I'm not really sure where we came from, which is kind of a problem. But yeah, I'll have to get myself turned around the right direction, and I'm just gonna keep on mining. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about this world, and you can see it's definitely got some instability, so I'm probably not gonna try to stay here or come here too much. I just want to get enough diamonds to get moving forward, and then I'll do that. So I'll probably mine for a little bit longer, and then I'll catch you guys back in the overworld. So I'll be back. Alright, well, I made it back out of there, and it was a funny thing that happened when I made it back out from the underground. I noticed water was flowing down our stairwell that took us down below, and when I got to the top, I found that we were now in a gigantic crater, and I couldn't see anything. So I have the distinct feeling that our spawn point in that age was obliterated by a meteor. I'm obviously not going to go back right this second, but maybe once I get, obviously, my inventory situated, you can see I got quite a good bit of resources. 31 diamonds, that should do to getting us started with that quarry, so that's cool. So obviously, mission successful. But yeah, let me clear this out, and I might hop back into that world and see what happened. So I'll be back. Alright, so here we go. Got everything ready, got my linking book, and I'm ready to go, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it looks like it took out pretty much our entire spawn except for one block. And obviously we can't see very far because of the blindness and the nausea, but you can definitely see why this is not exactly something that we can really stick around in very long or make a whole lot of use of. So that's sort of the balancing point of being able to get all those resources. Is now if I want to do that again, I'm going to have to make a whole new world and deal with a whole new set of instability. So I definitely think there's a certain amount of balance to it. You know, you can't just make a very, very dense ore world and then just quarry it until you have more resources than you know what to do with. This way you can use it as a way to get yourself some more stuff if you need it, but not for the long term. So yeah, so you can see I've got a bunch of my stuff macerating up here, and I'm pretty much just gonna make sure I've got enough materials to get the quarry together. So now that we have the diamonds and things we needed, I'm gonna clip the video, gather together the resources I need, and then I'll meet you back at the crafting table to put it all together. Alright, I'm back, and I've got myself a good amount of resources here. I've also made myself a book and a descriptive book because after doing some thinking, I'm kind of leaning towards putting our quarry into a different age so that we can use couple different ways to get our resources back here and we're not tearing apart our overworld. But first and foremost, obviously, we need to make our quarry. So here's the recipe for that. You can see why we needed so many diamonds right here. We're also going to need quite a bit of gold and iron. So we're going to need total of, what, 7 gears? I don't think that's going to be enough sticks. So let's just go ahead and grab ourselves a little bit more wood here. Maybe that should do. Turn those into sticks. It should be plenty. And here we go. So we're going to need 7 gears total. Okay, 7. All of them are going to have to be iron, obviously. Oh, we got to turn them to stone first. One thing I forgot to get. Thought I had everything on me, and then obviously I forgot something. So let's try it again. Stone gears. Get that cobble out of there. Go to iron gears. So they all have to be iron. We're going to have to turn 4 of them into gold, right? Yep. So, okay, and then 2 of those get turned into diamond gears. And then we're also going to need a diamond pick. Okay, so we should have everything here. Slap our gears in. And we got a quarry. Cool. So that's that part done. Now we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get some buildcraft power to it, and my original thought was using Railcraft to move steam into another dimension via a cart, kind of similarly to how we were moving the peat into the downstairs. But I'm not sure if that's going to work perfectly. I don't know. We'll try it. I did a little bit of testing and it wasn't great. Mostly the problem is the speed at which the cart unloads into the unloader is too slow for even a commercial engine to stay fully powered up. It was working, but not as efficiently as I would like. So I don't know. I figure we'll deal with that once we get to it. But why don't we go ahead? We're going to need a couple things here. We're going to need some redstone torches because we're going to turn them into some landmarks. That way we can adjust the size of our quarry. And let's toss our excess stuff in here because we don't really need all of that. And we'll put our redstone in there. Okay. Let's see here. So we got our quarry. We're going to need to make our descriptive age, which I'll do shortly. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully it will not give us a sky biome like it's been insisting on trying to give us. This time we're going to write this one as a stable age, at least we're going to try. Again, it doesn't really matter what our biome is here. We really just need a decent biome that we can put our quarry in. And let's see here. Probably want something that's a little bit flat, like a savanna or like a desert, or you know, if we did a desert, we might be able to bypass our whole problem. Not enough sand, but then again, we're only going to get as much sand as the desert will give us, and it's an excuse to make a cool machine. So why don't we just go with something like a meadow? Yeah, single biome meadow. So we already got our biome controller. We're not going to be spending much time there, but just for sake of making it easy to work, we're going to make it a bright age. And let's make it have, let's see, where's the normal sky with red clouds, sure. And a, let's see, red sunset with, I think we need, what, a fog of some kind? Yeah. So let's go with chromatic fog. That sounds fun. That should be everything we need for that. Okay, we got sky color, clouds, sunset, fog. So that should be everything from the sky that we need. We might as well go ahead and put in some of these just to make sure that it doesn't try to put in some random stuff for us. Why not we go ahead and put in wooden tendrils, because they will spawn underground, which means our quarry might just dig up wood for us, which is kind of a funny way of getting wood. Let's just make it a standard terrain. And let's make it... What do we do as far as our... We did a bright age. Let's just make it... let's make it eternal day, just so that, again, so we don't have to worry about any problems if we have to go there to check on it. And I'm going to say no weather, just in case I need to do something a little wonky with our power generation for our quarry. Like I said, the steam might work, but I'm not positive of that. Okay, so we should have enough symbols. Really am hoping that it's not gonna try to, interject something we didn't tell it to, because I'm pretty sure we put in enough of these symbols that it should work. So we're just gonna call it our quarry age, just so that we know what it is. And now we're going to hope that it works properly. Like I said, I've been having some problems with this, and I don't honestly really understand why, because I'm pretty sure I'm writing these properly, but I could be wrong. If you guys happen to know what I'm doing wrong, if anything, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, we just need to make our linking book before we go over there, because that would be very, very bad. And we might as well go ahead and bring ourselves a link book stand, just to... I mean, this is probably going to be a permanent world as opposed to that dense ore world we made, so might as well. Shouldn't have any major issues, so yeah. So we got our link book, we got our quarry. Might as well go ahead and head over there, see if we did it right. Well, no negative potion effects. Got our star fissures right over there. Got a couple creepers off in the distance. But everything's looking good to me so far. It doesn't look like we're having any instability. I don't hear any meteors falling or random explosions happening, so I think we might have successfully made a stable age, which is cool. So we'll throw down our overworld book, obviously. And let's scout around and see if we can't find ourselves a decent little spot to throw down our quarry. We shouldn't have to go too far, honestly. We can really just find an open spot here. I want to make it kind of big. So unfortunately our wooden tendrils are a little bit in the way, but kill this creeper off. There we go. This seems like it could be a good spot, so why don't we go ahead, clear us out a little area here so that we can work, and we'll just start tossing down our landmarks. Now, I'm not exactly sure how big I want to make this. I'm kind of just, I think I'm just going to play it by ear. I don't have a particular size in mind, but might as well see if we can't get some good stuff. So, and we want this thing to be semi-permanent, so it's worthwhile making it pretty big. Let's just make ourselves a lever real quick so we can turn on our landmark lasers. There we go. You can see how this thing lines up, so we make sure we put these all in the right spot. Unfortunately, once it hits terrain that's higher than it, it's a little difficult, but that's okay. Why don't we just stop it there? And we'll put our other one along the other axis over here, just so that we know that we're in the right place. It's going to be, like I said, pretty big quarry. I want to make sure that it's not something we're going to have to move anytime soon. But I also don't really want it to, yeah, whoop, that's not where I wanted to put you. You know, why don't we go over back to the other landmark and we'll make it as max size as we can as far as the lasers will go. So we'll have to dig our way through the ground a little bit to find the end of that laser, but I think it'll work for us. So, yeah. I didn't even put it in the right spot to begin with, so... Okay. Let's see here. Should be kind of close to the end of it. Apparently we were nowhere close. There we go. Throw down our landmark. Come on. Why? There we go. Cool. Alright, now we should be able to click on our little landmark here, and it should give us our area in red. Yep, there we go. You can see it marks out the far boundary too, so we really only need 3, just needs to triangulate. And then we can throw down our quarry. Now I'm trying to decide here. Let's put it on this side here. Obviously this will come off, but it's still giving us our area. So there you go. Thankfully, quarries now have their own chunk loading integrated into them. So yeah, 20 chunks are going to stay loaded in this quarry, which is very, very cool. So now all we need to do is set up some kind of buildcraft power to this quarry, and it'll start running, and then we can basically set up a rail system through probably some mistcraft portals so that we can get all this material back home. It's going to give us plenty of dirt and plenty of cobble, and it's hopefully going to give us a good income of resources, which is going to be really, really useful for what we want to do moving forward. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to find some kind of temporary buildcraft power just to get this thing going. It'll be pretty slow to start, but yeah, so let's do that and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. You can see I threw down a couple of these Stirling engines just to get this thing going. You can see the little robot there in the distance is starting to clear the area. It's going to take, like I said, it's going to take quite a little while because these Stirling engines, particularly right now, aren't providing too much power, but as they heat up, they should move this thing along a bit faster. Might as well while I'm here. These cows are just going to fall into a gradually increasing abyss, so let's just kill them and get us some meat and some leather. Also, I just realized that we got ourselves a little lake here in the middle of our quarry. That I don't typically like to leave those things in there. I do like to add a bucket of water on the side when I get my quarry going, but I don't like having lakes in the middle because then we're going to have problems clearing up the water later on if we want to get down there and take a look around. So yeah, why don't I fill these off camera and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back and we're going to basically get ourselves a system that should be able to transport our all of our stuff that our quarry digs up interdimensionally, and to do that we're going to use pretty much set up a similar system as like I said, as we set up for our peat, but we're going to use a little bit of mistcraft to get it here. And so if you guys remember, basically we're going to need an item loader and an item unloader, and it's basically the same recipe but flipped. So we're going to need 2 of these dispensers and 2 item detectors. So let's get ourselves a couple of these. That should be right. Yep. 2 detectors, and then 2 dispensers is just some cobblestone around bow and around a bow. So 2 bows. Okay, and then should be something like this. Yeah, 2 dispensers. So we got our loader and our unloader. Cool. We're also going to want to grab our tracks from in here. Yes, there they are. And a couple of those and those. And we're also going to need our pipes. And we might as well go ahead and make ourselves a chest. That way we can, just a holding chest basically. Nothing fancy. And yeah, that should be everything we need for the other side. I haven't quite decided where we're going to come in with this stuff. Probably will be something we get into next episode, but I wanted to go ahead and get this finished up this episode and leave you guys with a little bit of a cliffhanger. So let's see. We're going to have stuff coming out of the top here and feeding into our holding chest, which is going to be, kind of thinking maybe this should be up a block. That way we can just do, yeah, let's do this. As I foolishly try to break a chest with a drill. It's not as effective as one would like it to be. So let's see here. Let's grab a bit of our cobblestone. So we're going to need a track, and I think we're going to run the track here-ish. So why don't we put the chest right on top of here, and that should directly go to there. And then we can put our item loader right up against it. There we go. Throw that down first. Okay. And actually, I knew there was a reason I had made those holding tracks earlier, and those are going to be ideal for what we're going to do here. Like I said, it is going to involve miscraft, and you'll probably have to wait till next episode to see what I'm doing. Some of you might be familiar with something similar to what I'm doing. If you watch some other YouTubers, this is a pretty, I think this is a pretty standard way of going about this. This is pretty straightforward, and it works. So if it works, you know, why fix it? So yeah, we're going to put our holding track down. So that's underneath our item loader. So keep in mind, if you remember, we used the boarding track when we wanted our rail cart to go back and forth. Well, here that's okay for the rail cart to continue along its path because, well, we're going to want it to. So I'm going to give it a couple pieces of track out this way, and then we're probably going to put our booster track right here. Yeah, and we'll just put a bit of cobble there just to, as a stopper, and then a couple out this way. That should do. And so yeah, so basically what should happen is, what we're going to do is the cart will appear here and get boosted into here where it will grab all the stuff, and then it will leave again. And once it leaves here, it should head over to the overworld after we collect ourselves up some of those nice little blue crystals over there. So yeah. So once the quarry is done clearing out its area, should start to run a little bit, so we can start getting some stuff here in this chest, and it'll start going here. Obviously, we're going to have to get ourselves a chest cart, similarly to the other one we have, which is pretty simple to make, and I'll probably wait till next episode to do that. But yeah, so you guys might be able to figure out, if you can figure out exactly what I'm doing, please leave a comment. I'd be very interested to hear. Don't spoil it for anyone who doesn't know, but yeah, I'd be interested to know how many of you have done this sort of thing before, and know what I'm doing. So yeah, I think for now, this is where we're going to have to call this, unfortunately. So this has been episode 13 of DarkDragoon's Feed the Beast Modpack Let's Play. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next episode.